And just so you know, Julian did most of the sound effects on set while we were filming. So shout out to Julian. Shout out to Julian for his contribution to that. It wouldn't have been the same without it. I'm saying.
All right, I'll add that to IMDb. That credit belongs in there.
Please.
Yeah,
please do.
Definitely.
That's Chewbacca, Julian.
When you're on set and you're reacting to what later is going to be a giant lizard and a giant monkey wailing on each other, what are you seeing in your mind? And how does that compare with what director Adam Wingard puts on screen?
In real time, we're looking at a tennis ball. We're looking at a big X. We're looking at a laser sometimes. Specifically, a laser was very much important on this film because there was so much movement. You know, we're watching a full-blown fight happen. So we'd have a guy that would stand there with a laser. I'm gonna use my lip gloss, and he would be like, boom, and Godzilla's over here, and now Godzilla's over here, and now down, and now outside. And, you know, as me acting, I was just like, you know, the whole time.
I found that the more you prep and the more you can watch pre-visualizations of what it would look like before coming to set, the easier it gets, because then you have a kind of a vague idea at least of what's going on around you.
I'm just imagining a big angry gorilla or maybe a signing gorilla, and I'm just trying to imagine what I think his facial expressions be like if I'm having a conversation, like I'm picturing art, if you will.
It's fun. It's fun because it allows you as an actor to go back to being a kid, you know, and really playing like your imaginary friend. And honestly, at the same time, we had an incredible director and a collaborator, and he would really, you know, he's such a geek, so he had such a sense of like this growl, and he would growl at us, which is really funny. He's like, means like he's sad, or he's really happy, or he's terrifying.
I remember standing there on set one time and they're about to go action. I'm like, what is happening? Like, he's like, okay, there's a giant monkey, he's fighting this giant lizard, the spoonage just collapsed, there's a giant hole in the wall, now look like this is boom, and I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm like, okay, I just gotta use the best of my imagination.
How did that compare with what the director put on screen? Did it match what you had in your mind?
No, of course not. It's never gonna, I mean, you're never gonna like happen upon the thing that ends up being in the movie, and I think that's true of every movie that I've ever been in. I always imagine something about it that's never quite accurate. It surpassed my expectations, honestly. I mean, it was a really very touching. He's good, that King Kong. Somebody should give him more work.
A lot of it was very similar to what, you know, we were planning on it being, and then sometimes you're shooting just a lot of stuff and a lot of different reactions with the actors as well, to give yourself some sort of leadway. And there's so many moving parts, and it's kind of like trying to hit a moving target a lot of the times, you know, so you kind of have to be ready for it to shift and those kind of things. And so sometimes you're taking reactions from actors from a different moment, you know, like they might be reacting to something totally different that we were telling them on set, and then you put it on, you know, screen, and then, you know, now they're reacting to this. And just very fascinating how all that kind of pans out and really works out without it, you know, you being able to tell. Nobody gonna stop me. Here we go.